Well, hey, it's day 7. It's my challenge day. So I've been looking forward to this all week. I really love challenge days. Um, as you can see, I'm actually in my office, different setting than what you're used to. I was going to do this audio in the evening, but I had a little break between clients, and I was like, I need to find my space because I feel a little spacey. I did go to lunch. I had a very light sandwich. I had Americano to drink, so I was like, okay, I should be okay. Then I came back to the office and I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm not sure. Um, I need to just find my space. So instead of meditating without you knowing about it, I figured I'd let you know this is what I'm doing. I may meditate tonight, but I'm going to record this today because I have about an hour's worth of time to meditate. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to it. So to the challenge, what the challenge is we take, so the skill builders, we have 6 spectrums of color. Okay, so we have the blue, the green, the yellow, brown, gray, and red colors. And then each of those bandwidths, we have 5 colors, which you've seen because I've shown those throughout the week. And so in those color bandwidths, basically the player will continuously play from one color to the next color, but it stays within the bandwidth. In the challenges, we take all 30 of those colors and we put them on random, so we don't know what color is coming next. The goal for the skill builder, or excuse me, the goal for the challenge is, can I stay conscious as the player changes the colors? Can I stay in the present moment in a specific color, knowing full well I don't know what the next color is going to be? Because you'll notice is after a while you'll get used to a certain color, the sequence of the colors, and which is fine, nothing wrong with that. But this is really a challenge to say, hey, can you stay in the present moment and notice what you're experiencing? Notice what you notice as the audio is jumping around in different colors. And so that's what today's event is. And just to let you know, in the second segment, I'm going to give you 2 audios. So it'll be 10 minutes worth of listening, because I want you to have the experience of going from one color to the next in grounding. So that way you sort of see what I'm doing. I'm going to do about an hour's worth of meditation for this segment, and I may do a little bit more at home, just depends on how I'm feeling. So for the most part, I'm feeling good. I mean, I had a good night's sleep, but at the same time, wasn't as restful as I wished it was, but we're okay. Body's doing good. Busy day. But like I said, energy was feeling a little off. I'm like, I really would just like to find my space. So I figured I would share that with you as well as find my space. So I'll see you on the other side. Take care. Well, welcome to the second segment. So this is the challenge for the week. Just I started at the dashboard because I just wanted you to see where the challenge was at. Each week is actually, it's here, but we're on week 1, so we're going to click on this button here and take it to the challenge page. And then what you'll notice is that the challenge is a little different than the skill builders, because the challenge is actually, as I mentioned in the previous video, it's accumulation of all the skill builders on one playlist, and it's actually randomized. So today I'm going to let you listen to 2 different playlists, so that way you can have the experience of having it randomized. So this will be about a 10-minute segment, and then we'll go to the conclusions of my meditation today. So enjoy your meditation. Let's change your grounding cord to a sage color. and notice, what is it like to have a sage-colored grounding cord? See the grounding cord itself at sage color. Notice the attachment to the base of your spine. Notice the length of that sage grounding cord going all the way down to the center of the planet, attaching firmly into the center of the planet. Notice that distance. Give yourself permission to be firmly attached to the center of the planet. Now I'd like you to pay attention to your body. How does your body feel as you have this sage-colored grounding cord attached to you? You can notice your breath. Notice that you can breathe. Notice the weight of your body. And notice gravity. Notice how gravity keeps you in this chair and continues down your grounding cord all the way to the center of the planet. You are connected. And just notice, what is it like to be connected to the center of the planet using the sage-colored grounding cord? You can notice how wide the grounding cord is, how thick and dense. And as you're noticing your body, noticing your sage-colored grounding cord, I'd like you to notice, what have you been paying attention to within you? Are you noticing things on a physical level, on an emotional level, on a mental level, spiritual level? As you've been grounding, what has been coming to your attention? And if you're experiencing any discomfort at all, allow gravity and your grounded cord to do their jobs. Allow gravity just to take that weight of whatever it is that you're experiencing. Allow your body to release it. And allow your grounding cord to take it out of your space, out of your body, and let it go down to the center of the planet. Let's change your grounding cord to a charcoal color. And notice, what is it like to have a charcoal color grounding cord? Be aware of that charcoal color grounding cord attaching to the base of your spine. Be aware that that charcoal color grounding cord goes down to the center of the planet, attaching firmly into the center of the planet. Notice, are you able to see that charcoal color? Can you feel it? Do you know it's there? Do you have certainty that it's there? Give yourself permission to have that grounding cord, to have that grounding cord at charcoal. And I'd like you to be aware of your body. Just notice your breath. Notice that you can breathe deeply. Notice that you can exhale. Let it all out. Feel the weight of your body. Feel that connection to that charcoal colored grounding. Feel gravity as it's pushing you into the ground and continues down your grounding cord. Be aware that your whole body is connected to this charcoal colored grounding, and your whole body can let go and release. Notice. Do you need to widen your grounding cord? How dense is your grounding cord? Notice the texture of it. Notice the feel of it. Become comfortable using this charcoal colored grounding. Know that it's here to help you release. And what are you noticing right now? Physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. As you're using this charcoal colored grounding, And if you're noticing any discomfort in your body or anything that's trying to distract you, allow this charcoal color grounding to help your body stay firmly connected to the planet and gives you an avenue for your body to release. So that way, when gravity is pulling you down, it's also pulling down any foreign energy that you're ready to let go of. It's going to pull it down out of your body, down to the center of the planet. Can you just enjoy that moment? Well, I'm back. I think I say this every video, and I'm going to repeat myself. Really interesting experience. Today, I gave myself 50 minutes to do the challenge. I have a client after this, and I want to make sure I had enough time to record this video, as well as just make sure the room was ready for the client, so we can continue with sessions. But you know what? One of the things I just find fascinating is that when I started, I was feeling pretty good. I haven't moved from this position since I started the video, the first part, and I started listening to the audio, and next thing you know, I was still hearing the audio, but I was having a hard time really hearing the audio. And then I was noticing I was having a hard time feeling my body, but I was still hearing the audio, but it was almost like a background noise. And then next thing you know, I'm slumped over. And I'm like going, oh wow, I'm slumped over. So I bring myself back up. I'm like, wow, okay, I'm staying out of my grounding cord. There's stuff I'm releasing, which is the reason I think why I needed to do this video now before my next client, versus waiting until the end of the day. And then next, I was listening to it, and I had the same experience. I was just like, everything was getting lighter. I was having a hard time hearing. And next, I'd be slumped over again. And then I'd recognize, oh wow, I'm slumped over again. And again, never really lost consciousness. I was hearing the audio, but it was just I wasn't like following with precision. It was just this background noise, and I was sort of doing everything, but I just noticed that my body would slump over, and this happened a couple times. And then it was fascinating because then my next door neighbor, there's a therapist next door, and so they were chatting, and it was getting loud, and so I could hear the conversations. And I usually have sound in this room, but I'm not because of this of what we're doing, and so I'm noticing conversations more. And so I was aware of that. It's like, oh, okay, I have to really be aware of my space and noticing that there's two people talking and they're having a conversation, laughing, doing whatever they're doing. And every so often my attention would be drawn into the conversation and I was like going, nope, not interested in the conversation. It's called listen to the audio. So I'd put my attention back on my grounding cord. I kept doing that. And then what's fascinating there's at one point I was like, oh, I have about 3 minutes before my client is here. I need to finish up. And I'm like, oh, am I going to get my time to have a conversation with you in? And I was about to turn off the recorder, and then I looked at my clock again, and I was like, whoa, I'm only 20 minutes into this meditation. But the energy was like, okay, you're done. you're all finished, go do something else. And that's when I was like, there's energy. The energy that says, okay, you're done, stop, you have other things you can do. And I was like going, wow, I got caught. Almost. It didn't catch me because it almost got me. And so I just went back and I started, again, grounding, listening to the audio, didn't turn off the audio. And then I finally got through a breakthrough. And that fuzziness in my hearing was gone. The tiredness or the energy drain that was causing me to sort of really just leave my body, because that's a spiritual I was leaving. I was outside of me because that's why my body was slumped forward. And I was like going, no, okay, I'm here, I'm present. And then I started really working my space. And, I was using other tools that you'll be learning in the future. It's like I was aware, it's like, okay, I need to bring my aura in because my aura is really big right now. You'll learn that in week 6. But I had to really bring that in. I had to ground it into my grounding cord because I just realized it was really fluffy. I also then started noticing all this stuff in my grounding itself, especially around the edges of my aura, where things were it was like a clogged sink or something like that. It was just sort of bubbling up. So I had to make sure it's like, okay, pay attention to my grounding. I paid attention to how wide it was, just to let that stuff go. And then things are starting to move better. And so, so I was having a great time. It's like, oh, wow, look at all this stuff that's, accumulated in my space. And just the fact that this challenge was just allowing me to have more space to release. And that's really the whole point is can I have more of me inside of me when I'm present? So I'm really excited because, my next client will be doing cranial sacral work. And if you don't know much about cranial sacral, you can go to my other website, which is michaelspackman.com. And I actually have a description of what it is I actually do. But it is basically, it's a hands-on, basically manual therapy, but it's through touch. It's that connection. It's a conversation. It's communication. And so it's going to be a lot of fun because I'm really present. So this next client that I see, it's just going to be a lot of fun of, well, what type of dialogue is this person and myself going to have on a non-verbal level because we're present. And so it'll be interesting to see what this person's able to release during the session, as well as it'll be interesting to see what I'm able to release during the session, as well as, just being able to be grounded and present and everything else. So it just makes, to me, it makes everything dynamic. This is why I meditate, is because it's a lot of fun. And all it is I'm enjoying my own space. I'm enjoying my own presence. And then when I get to interact with other people, it gives me a level of interaction that's different than if I was completely clogged up, where I'm not really sensitive or aware of what another person's experiencing because I'm dealing with all the stuff inside of me. And so by clearing this out, it gives me more space to be more present with others, which then allows the conversation to be different, which is what I enjoy so much. So anyways, this is week 7. Next week, we're going to be starting on week 2, which is we'll be working with a tool. So tomorrow I'll be listening to the tool trainer. This is on reclaiming your energy and power. And then after tomorrow, then I'll be doing 5 days worth of the skill builder. And then on day 7 or day 14 of this challenge, I'll be doing the challenge for that tool, which is like I said, reclaiming your energy and power. So we're moving forward. This is the biggest thing I always tell people is don't get stuck in trying to be the master of a grounding, because you're always releasing. It's always about creating more space, getting rid of stuff so you have more clarity. It's living life, recognizing that life is messy. You bring stuff in, but the whole point is that you have the ability to let go too. So enjoy your morning, your afternoon, your evening, your nighttime, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Take care.